On today's show, I think Anthony Davis has the most pressure on him to replace Luka Doncic. Mavs fans are not all in agreement on that. We'll try to figure out why in today's Locked On Mavs. Stop it! Stop! The number one pick will go to the Dallas Mavericks. Cooper Flagg will fly in Dallas.
Dogs, all of us, all five.
You are Locked On Mavs, your daily Dallas Mavericks podcast.
No one's dying.
Part of the Locked On Podcast Network.
Still can't leave.
Your team every day.
I want to get a city like that.
And welcome. You are Locked On to the Dallas Mavericks, your team every day. My name is Nick Angstadt, media member covering the Mavs for 10 years. Thanks for being here every day or making Locked On Mavs your first listen. This episode is brought to you by Monarch Money. Take control of your finances with Monarch Money. Use the code LOCKEDONNBA at monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first year. Joining me, as always, my co-host, media member covering the Mavs for 10 years, right alongside me, the labor of love lord, the one more thinking. What you got for me, Isaac Harris?
Happy Labor Day. Hope you're enjoying your Labor Day. And looking forward to an NFL season coming up on Thursday. Go Cowboys! It's an exciting time, right?
Full
Yeah.
disclosure, recording this on Thursday. Anything could have happened to the Cowboys between now and Monday.
I know. Huh? But it is September, and that means it is the month of NBA Media Day.
Oh.
And we're almost there. A few more weeks, guys, and we're back at it.
Oh, ready to go. Today's episode, we're going to talk about the Mavs fan survey that we put out. A couple of thousand of you responded to it and gave your answers on a bunch of things. We're going to talk about who has the most pressure to replace Luka Doncic. That was an interesting one. Has your fandom changed since the Luka trade? We've got a few months distance from it on this one. And so I thought that was an interesting answer. Does it bother you Dirk isn't involved with the Mavs anymore? That one, little interesting. And then we asked about LeBron. We asked about the Luka trade a little bit more, and we'll get into all those. But let's start here, Isaac Harris. To me, I think the question that we pose is who has the most pressure to replace Luka Doncic? And we talked about the trade a lot on Friday because of the Micah Parsons trade and all that, and how there's no confidence in the front office anymore because of the trade. It changed a lot of people's perspectives on the Mavericks. To me, I think Anthony Davis is the one that has the most pressure on him. And 48% agree with me that he has the most pressure because it's going to be on him first. It falls on him first. 32% said Cooper Flagg. And then 19% said neither. Mavs have fully reset, that it's a full new team. And I wanted to put that one in there for a reason. I'll tell you in a second. But to me, I think it's clearly Anthony Davis has the most pressure. It's all going to go on him, how good the Mavs season is going to be. Mark Cuban even said it the other day. The Mavs are going to be as good as Anthony Davis and Dereck Lively's three-point shots are. And so there's going to be pressure there on that. But he's the best player on the team. He's the leader. The pressure should be on him. He's the one that is a win-now player, more so than Cooper Flagg.
I voted for Cooper Flagg.
Oh, let's go.
I think I looked at it more career-wise than immediately, like right now. I looked at it more of kind of a zoom out of who's going to be on the billboards, who's going to be the face of the franchise, who is getting them a Christmas Day game. Who's going to be the guy, the most sought after guy at media day? Who's going to I'm thinking of all those type of questions and going into the season, who's going to be on the main like ad or promo whenever another game's on. And it's like Mavs Spurs are coming up, coming up next. It's going to be, I think all of those answers is Cooper Flagg. I think it's Cooper and Wemby on that graphic. And even though AD is the better player right now, for me, I viewed it like holistically of who's going to be the Luka and who's going to have that pressure. Because I think no matter what happens with AD right now, whether he stays fully healthy or he gets hurt this season, I think there's still a pressure, no matter if he admits it or not, there's still a pressure on Cooper, especially in the first like 2 to 4 years, for him to like come out and be outstanding, because Luka was that.
I think he's going to be completely shielded by AD because push comes to
Really?
shove. Push comes to shove. Mavericks start the season 3-12. Terrible in the tank. Anthony Davis is playing. Who's the blame going to be on? It's not going to be on Cooper Flagg.
I think some of it. If he's not performing, I think some of it. I think nationally too. I think some of those conversations will happen because people like us are using generational talent and like all this stuff. And he's like, oh, the best number one pick since this player, and people are going to be throwing that out. If they're, what'd you say, 5-12 or whatever it is, you know, I think he'll definitely get some blame. AD, I think, would get probably more, but I think Cooper would definitely get blame.
Yeah, and I think it's more. I think to me, I took this question as more about the win now. I get your perspective on the pressure to replace him long term, the pressure to be the star of the future and to take them into the next Mavericks era. But AD owns the era right now. Like this is his time right now.
Especially if it was like replace Luka for next season, I would say AD. Replace Luka as like the franchise like star or the face of the franchise, I'd say Cooper. And that's how I took it.
And that's why we left it ambiguous, because everybody's got their own opinion on it and their own perspective on it, including the people that said neither Mavs have fully reset. 19, almost 20% said that. And that's not a small percentage. That look at this Mavericks team and say, it's just completely a new Mavericks team. I don't even think that there's pressure to replace him because it's just a new thing. Like there is no pressure to replace. There's no pressure to replace like Tony Romo after the Cowboys had like moved on for a little while, or replace
Micah Parsons.
There's just a lot of time. There's time between there, and it's just a completely different team at that point. You've rebuilt the roster to the point where you go, well, this is just a completely different thing, and there's no pressure to replace him because it's just a brand new concept and a new team. And I kind of get that perspective too.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, it's just a matter of how you take the question in that. I don't know if they've like I mean, you could say they fully reset because we've talked about how much change that's happened from all the way at the top, all the way down to the bottom, on the basketball upside and not, you know, there's just so much change across the whole organization. So you could say that they've have a fully reset thing. I think as long as you have like Anthony Davis and like Max Christie on your roster, there's still a Luka connection. So I don't know if I could get there of like the full reset type of thing. Still got the same coach. I think if like Kidd left and you have like an up and coming coach that comes in like Jordan Ott, like Phoenix did or something like that. And you're like, oh, Jordan Ott, Cooper Flagg, it's it's a young general manager. It's something like, I think then it's like, I would view it more of a reset. But
Phoenix is a good example because their team from their finals team is so different now. Like it's literally just Devin Booker.
Yeah,
they've fully reset now. Coach, front office, everything.
Dominating's not even there.
No, he's gone. And so I think if you look at this and you say, well, they've completely reset. I think I get that. Pressure though to me comes from expectation, and I think that there's definitely some expectation on Cooper Flagg, but I think the expectation on winning right now is all on Anthony Davis, and I think that it was generated by Nico Harrison, who hyped up Anthony Davis so much, said literally, I made this trade because we targeted Anthony Davis. Defense wins championships. He's the one that's going to come bring it to us. And I think Anthony Davis felt that pressure more so than I think Cooper Flagg will feel, because Anthony Davis at the end of last season played in a bunch of games that he probably shouldn't have played in because of injury and like could have just sat out, but decided to go because he felt the pressure already. So like we already have one player that feels that pressure already.
Yeah, I mean, it's the epitome of find you somebody who loves you like Nico loves AD.
Or like Jerry Jones loves Michael.
Lack of love for Michael.
Love Michael.
But they're better now. The Cowboys are better now.
Micah? Micah? Well, they're going to stop the run now.
Because defense wins championships.
Stopping the run. The Mavs are going to stop the run too. Nobody's going to run the Mavs.
Mavs defense should be really, really good. So
it is. We talked about in the survey that a lot of people think that the strength of the Mavs team is interior defense and size up front.
If the Mavs don't have like a top defense, then what are we doing? What's the purpose?
That sounds like a board bet. Should make you.
I say a top defense, not the number one defense, but like if they're not top half or top 10. I mean, what would you say? Like you got to be bold. Like you got to be top 10 for any part of the vision to be noticeable. I don't know. Now we're veering off track, but
coming up, how many people's fandom has changed since the trade? I was a little surprised by this, but I probably shouldn't have been. We'll talk about that and more coming up. Today's episode of Locked On Mavs brought to you by Monarch Money. Monarch Money is there for you to help you manage all the different types of things. Most people can't name all their financial accounts or even what they're worth, whether it's 401k, properties, investments. If you don't have the full picture, you can end up leaving money on the table or just forgetting about stuff. That's where Monarch Money comes into play. It's an all-in-one personal finance tool that brings your entire financial life together in one clean, easy-to-use interface on your laptop or your phone. Monarch is built for people with busy lives, and if you're putting off organizing your finances, let me tell you, it's easy. You connect them so quickly. I connected my student loans, my mortgage, my 401k, like all kinds of different things, my savings account, checking account, all that. You connect it all, and it just computes everything and shows exactly what you've spent in the last year, the last quarter, the last month, the last week. And it shows you trends of a lot of different things. And that is super helpful to try and figure out your money. And don't let this financial opportunity slip through the cracks. Use the code LOCKEDONNBA at monarchmoney.com in your browser for half off your first year. That's 50% off your first year at monarchmoney.com with the code LOCKEDONNBA, monarchmoney.com.
Shut it down! Let's go home!
Thanks for hanging out with us on Locked On Mavs, being part of the show, part of the Raccoon Squad, listening every day. We appreciate each and every one of you for checking out this show. We have an important request. Locked On wants to hear from you. We put together a survey. This is a Locked On listener survey that they've decided to put on. Tell us about your favorite podcast, and we want a lot of Locked On Mavs listeners to fill this out. So go to lockedonpodcasts.com/survey to get started. Everyone who completes the survey will be entered to a chance to win one of 10 $100 Amazon gift cards. Everybody can use $100. Again, that's lockedonpodcasts.com/survey. You can also find it in the link in the show notes. Thanks for helping us out on that. All right, Isaac, we're talking about our fan survey, different survey than that one, Locked On Podcast. Are you over it? Are you over the Luka Doncic trade? I can hear every time the Luka Doncic trade gets brought up, either by design on this show or organically because we connect it to something. I can just hear the many comments going through. Stop talking about this. Get over it. Get over it. Stop talking about the trade. Blah, blah, blah. Why
I wonder if there's somebody out there
all the time
that when Parsons got traded, somebody's like, dang it, that means Nick and Isaac's going to be talking about it.
Or they're already in the Locked On Cowboys comment section going, get over it. Stop talking about Micah. He's gone.
You're just like Locked On Mavs.
But we asked this survey of a couple thousand people that are Mavericks fans and are listening to the show because they are aware of this. 54% said no, they'll never be over the trade. 25.5% said no, but I'm getting used to it. And 21% said yes, time to move on. Were you surprised that the time to move on crowd was the smallest percentage of that?
No. I thought the biggest percentage would have been the middle one of like,
no, I'm getting used to it.
Hey, I'm not over it yet, but I'm starting to get used to it. Because you know what, that was in February. We're in September now, which is crazy that we're still months away from it being a year. I mean, it feels like it was 3 years ago. It's just crazy. But yeah, I thought that was going to be was going to be higher. It's also like how you take that no, never will be, because there's a part of, like, I'm excited for the season. I'm super excited for Cooper Flagg and all this stuff. Will I ever reach a point to where I'm like, hey, that trade made sense, or, you know, all this stuff? No, I'll never be over that trade because it was a dumb trade. Like the return of it, how it happened and all that stuff. I think all of that is just indefensible. Depending on the rest of like Luka's career, you can see how that happens of like whether you should build around that guy or not. But it's like that. Yeah. So I never will be over it, but I'm also like moving on in my excitement for the Mavs too.
I think I would have answered no, never will be too, because
yeah, that's how I answered. Yeah.
Like, I'm not over the trade itself. I'm still going to talk about this team, and I can hold two thoughts in my head, right? I can hold I'm not over the trade, and I think that
Nick, it has crazy. To be extreme polar opposites.
That is the
two
only
thoughts.
The two thoughts are polar opposites. That's where I am with these two thoughts. Do that move again for me?
No.
Yeah, I won't be over it, and I do think getting used to it does imply that you've accepted that it is good in some way. But I was surprised that the time to move on was not higher. I expected that one to be like 30-40%.
Based off like the 8 loud people in the comments.
Maybe that's it. Maybe I'm just
What about the fandom? What about the fandom change one? Like how were you surprised about any of, because that's kind of like a similar type of question, like how's your fandom changed since the trade?
Yeah, so this one, how has your fandom changed since the Luka trade was the question. 43% said no, Mavs fans for life. 38% said yes, but I'll be back. 19% said yes, not much of a fan. This one, I'm not surprised by because they're people that listen to the shows. You're not giving up the Mavericks, right? Like,
but see, I think that
we
shows.
know a lot of people that have stopped listening to the show and stopped paying attention to the Mavericks, and I think they don't respond to these surveys like this.
But I like how these two questions are together here, or we're talking about them, because I think it shows where a lot of people are, including like ourselves, and kind of like what I just said. Like, no, I'm a Mavs fan for life. Like, I'm excited for this team, and like I'm still a Mavs fan, but I'm never going to get over that trade either. So it's like those both were the high percentages of both of.
You mean they're holding two thoughts in their head?
Don't tell them.
You're allowed to.
I like that 38% said yes, but I'll be back.
Just fully admitting.
It's like, I'm not over it yet. I'm not ready. I haven't forgave them yet.
Well, it's also the only one that was like, yes, but, you know, like my fandom did change, but like, because 42% saying, has your fandom changed at all? Their fandom hasn't changed at all. Like that. I mean, that is MFFL to its core. Like that is all four letters, like standing on business.
But I also want to say Cooper Flagg helped these percentages a lot, because
sure.
what was one of the first things we heard from the Mavs Rick Welts, the phone's been ringing off the hook since we won the lottery.
Not that one.
What'd you say?
We didn't hear from Rick Welts. We heard the conspiracy that he is part of the frozen envelope lottery and he was part of the Cooper Flagg lottery. That's the first thing I heard from Rick Welts.
No, but he did that interview, and I forgot who it was with. It might have been for Mavs.com and Eddie and them, but in which he was like, you know, ever since we won the lottery, our phone's been ringing, and people have been re-upping their season tickets left and right, and all the stuff. And it's like, yeah, I mean that helps a lot. That helps fandom and stuff a lot. Can you imagine if they didn't? You know, and they didn't get him. I would say that a lot of, you know, fandom and stuff would be even more negative than what a good portion of it is now.
For sure. It changed a lot. But I still hear the everyday, like, man, I want to be more excited. Well, we asked the question, are you hyped about Cooper Flagg? And there were still a bunch of people that were like, man, I'm just not as hyped as I thought I would be about this. Because there's still just that overarching feeling, that cloud over being a fan of the Mavericks that now obviously Cowboys fans feel too.
It is weird though, because like, even I know people come at us because it's like media or like your media or whatever. It's like, we're kind of, we're fans too. So it's like, and you know, I have a lot of Mavs jerseys. I have a decent amount of like Luka's shoes and like different things. So it's just like, I have felt myself, even like before, I'm like, I don't think anything's going to like affect my fandom. And I talk about the team every day, go to these games, cover the team, relationships and organization and everything. Like if you told me 2 years ago that, hey, like you asked me that, I'd be like, no, nothing's gonna, I mean, heck, I work for the organization, and it's just like, I would have never guessed that it's like that my fandom would change. But the last like 6 to 8 months has been so weird. Like I used to look up Mavs gear all the time online, like just scrolling. It's like, oh, cool. Let me see what new shirts or, you know, what's the next jersey I want to get or whatever it is. And it's like, I just don't have the same excitement right now. I'm excited for the season, but I don't have the same like, hey, let me go search online for new gear or I want to go to the hangar and stuff right now. That trade really did like jack with me. Jack with me.
At the same time,
I'm not going to say anything. I have no comment.
that was on TV on Labor Day. Coming up, let's talk about Dirk, because does it bother you that Dirk isn't involved with the Mavs anymore?
Well, yeah, it does.
I was surprised, though, by how many said it doesn't. We'll talk about that and more coming up. Today's episode of Locked On Mavs brought to you by FanDuel. FanDuel Sportsbook has all kinds of props and odds, things that you can use to get in on the action on FanDuel. Go check it out. The NFL season is almost here, and FanDuel is making sure you're ready for kickoff with a can't-miss offer. Go check it out and see what is available. Put down your $5, and you can get bonus money with whatever you win on there. You want something that's obviously absolute. Go check it out. We're recording this a little bit early, and so some of these may have changed, but if you're just looking at some of the odds here, odds to go to the Super Bowl, Have the Cowboys changed it all? Plus 6,000. They're lower than the Seahawks plus 5,500. Steelers plus 5,000. Cardinals plus 4,000. Bears plus 3,500. Man, that's pretty far down there. All kinds of stuff on FanDuel, and if you feel like you've got one that's guaranteed, put down that first $5 bet. You can win some money on that. Go check it out with FanDuel. FanDuel, check out the app right now, or go download the app, visit FanDuel.com, and get started. FanDuel, place your first $5 bet. Please gamble responsibly.
Shut it down! Let's go home!
All right, Isaac, we're talking about our Mavs fan survey we put out and got a bunch of responses. One of the questions that we put down on there, does it bother you that Dirk isn't involved with the Mavs anymore? 76% said, yes, it bothers me. Of course, it bothers me for sure. It bothers me every day. Every time I look in to see like my Dirk posters or Dirk bobbleheads or jersey or whatever, I'm like, man, Dirk is not really involved with the Mavs anymore. And I've gotten a couple comments and like some people on our text line and things that have been like, what if Dirk is just spending more time working on this Amazon thing or doing other things and not just involved with the Mavs? That's not it. He's distancing himself from the Mavericks. He is not embracing the Mavericks right now fully. I mean that is. I've heard from people close to him that he is just distancing himself, and people are working on trying to get him back into the fold, and that is brutal to me. So I'm not surprised that 76% said it does bother them. I was surprised that 19% said wish he was but don't care, and 4.5% said no, it doesn't bother me at all. So like 20% either it doesn't bother them or they don't really care that Dirk is not involved with the team, and that is a little surprising.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely surprising because it's like he is your guy, like your franchise guy, and that's why I look at it and I'm like, it's not like the Lakers, right? They have so many people, or the Celtics. They have so many jerseys retired, so many legends. Lakers have so many statues and stuff. It's like, all right, well, if one of them was at odds with the organization and
Jerry West for a long time.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, it's talked about, but it's not the end of the world either. And the fan base probably ultimately doesn't really care that much about it. Well, Dirk is the Mavs. So there's no one there's not that same type of history with Dallas. There's only one championship. There's only one Dirk, and nothing's gotten even close to Dirk in franchise history outside of, Luka the past 6-7 years. So like it does matter. And the fact that Dirk has the connection, it's not like he just like played here and stuff and did great. Like the connection with the city and just everything he's done on behalf of the Mavs and wearing that Mavs logo and everything that he does. To your point, yes, it's not just a, hey, he's busy right now, or he's traveling, or an Amazon, type of thing. Yeah, the Amazon things happen and stuff, but there's definitely some burned bridges and some things some choices made on things and things behind the scenes that has really affected that relationship with Dirk. And this is what happens when you empower certain people and allow them free reins to make some decisions sometimes. And it's just, it is a big bummer. That's the different layers to all of this of it's not just a trade. There's so many layers to all of it that has happened. The trade is like the big piece in the middle of it, but there's different relationships and people, and it's like all this stuff that is all changed, and not all of it. And some of you are like, well, sometimes change is good. Yes, sometimes change is good, but when it's because of so many burned bridges with a lot of people who's represented the Mavs, I don't know. I wouldn't classify it as a good thing.
I don't think the Dirk distancing is just from the trade either. I think that was the final straw, but I think the handling of the Casey Smith situation, I think affected this. I think there's some other things that I think went into it. And I mean, the Mavs sent out a press release recently. You probably saw this announced other places, but the Mavs unveiled a basketball court in Würzburg, Germany, in honor of Dirk Nowitzki. And Dirk was like, not really mentioned as being part of it. So this is like them going out of their way to do something to do something nice for him. This is like I'm gonna send this person that I'm fighting with flowers or chocolates. You know what I mean? Like this.
Yeah, I don't know the details on that, so I don't want to say that.
I'm gonna read into it though. I'm gonna read into this.
You got that.
I'm gonna read into it. It said, Rick Welts said Dirk is not only a Mavericks and NBA legend, he's an international basketball legend. What he has done for the game of basketball in Germany and across the globe has made a significant impact. We are proud to be part of celebrating his legacy. So it's not,
what if it was for Maxey?
Didn't really talk about partnership. Well, he said specifically Dirk.
Okay.
Maxey, I'm sure, can play on it if he wants to go back to his hometown and do that. But they're unveiling that on October 1st. So I don't know. We'll see if Dirk is there.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see too. I mean, I think he was doing some promo for the Amazon stuff, a month or so ago, and it was kind of one of the first times we've seen him talk about them getting Cooper Flagg and stuff. He's gonna be working with Amazon with some Mavs games and stuff. He's gonna have to talk about them then, and we'll kind of. I think if you follow Dirk long enough, you can kind of get a sense of like once he starts talking about how it is and. But yeah, we'll see. It's just a bummer. I think it is a big bummer, and it does really bother me that that relationship is like that now. Of all people, Dirk Nowitzki, that everyone loves.
Well, I went back because I was looking at the Locked On Cowboys response to the Michael Parsons trade. And I went back and looked at the second episode I did after the Luka trade, and I started the show by saying the last era of Mavs basketball was a player showing loyalty to a franchise, and this era of Mavs basketball ends with a franchise being disloyal to a franchise player. Like just think about how the era is bookended is just kind of wild to me how that came about.
What about the Dwight Powell era?
We're still in it, baby. We're still in it.
Mount Rushmore,
great.
Dwight.
It's great, dude.
It is great, absolutely. That we're living in it. We're living in that world.
Do you want to talk at all about the 36.5% that are my friends?
Last question that we're going to talk about here. LeBron question. Would you want LeBron on the Mavericks? Here are the choices. Only on a vet minimum? No, not at all. Yes, trade multiple players, get him no matter the cost kind of deal. 56% said only on a vet minimum. That's where I am. You and I slightly have argued about that a lot. But 36% said no, not at all. They're with you. You wouldn't want LeBron under any circumstance.
Let's go. I'm so proud of you guys. 36.5. I'm proud. Love you all.
Wow.
Shout out. Shoot me a DM.
Still holding on to that. Not at all.
Still holding on to it? It's not going anywhere. No. No, there's not. No, not at all. It's not worth it.
Bet minimum. They're about to dump your boy Omax to bring in Dante Exum. They could be doing this for LeBron.
God, would that be like dumping my guy?
What's a vet minimum?
LeBron, I would just cry.
It would never happen. But yeah, that one was funny. I was not surprised by that result.
Pour one out. I was honestly a little surprised that the no, not at all was that high. I thought it was going to be much higher on the vet min.
Bunch of Isaac heads.
I know. Let's go. The Hive, stand up. At the time that you hear this, there could have been one more thing. There could have been a solution already with Omax and Jaden Hardy creating that spot for Exum. But I love how Jake Fisher threw in the Jaden Hardy thing, and I saw a tweet and was like, Mavs could be interested in shopping Jaden Hardy to open up the roster. So I'm like, could be. They've been shopping for a very, very long time.
We know they've been doing that. Yeah, if that happens, we'll do a bonus. Same thing with the PJ Washington extension.
Yeah.
And so if you're hearing this and you're like, well, you guys didn't talk about it, we'll go check out those episodes if there's some resolution on that.
Oh, Max. Stay a Max.
We got a comment the other day about when we mentioned it. It said Isaac legitimately sounds like he's crying when he talks about Omax getting dumped.
Yeah, I mean, bummed. I mean,
It's tough.
He just hasn't progressed. But I'm not like, I'll say myself, I'm not stupid. I'm not stupid. I also have not seen.
Not stupid for liking him this much, or not stupid because you know why it's happening?
No, I'm just saying it's not like I haven't watched him play basketball. I've seen every minute he's played. He hasn't progressed at the rate that I thought he was going to.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to be like an Al-Farouq Aminu type of guy for Dallas. And yeah, maybe that can still happen on a slower timeline of a team. But they can't afford his minutes right now.
For sure. Guys, thanks for hanging out with us. Tomorrow, we'll talk more about this survey and more of the results. We'll get into it. Subscribe to the text line, 214-643-8637, and you'll get text from Isaac and I on all kinds of rumors, anything that happens throughout. Thanks so much for listening to Locked On Mavs.
Peace out.
Boom.